What the hell is wrong with these schools?
Our daughter turned 13 a month prior to this incident. She is a minor child, my minor child. A social worker at the school encouraged a student to keep a secret from their parents. This is the very definition of child predatory sexual grooming. Predators work to gain a victim's trust by driving a wedge between them and their parents.
He says, I'm here because the members of our community, and perhaps some from afar, have decided that our transgendered students do not deserve to feel safe at school. What does chest binding have anything to do with feeling safe? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about a woman that went in front of the school board and she confronted them about trying to transition her kid without her knowledge. She has a 13-year-old girl, and I guess one of the social workers at the kid's school gave the kid a chest binder. You guys take a look at this.
On Friday, December 2nd, we discovered a chest binder in my barely 13-year-old's bedroom. Utilizing these devices can cause serious side effects. After discussing this with our 13-year-old minor child, it was revealed to us that the binder was given to her by a district social worker employed at AOS Central Lincoln County Main Schools without our permission. Our child was originally assigned to another social worker employed at her school. When the new social worker took her into their supposed care in mid-October, we were never informed of this change. Nor did the newly assigned social worker reach out to us to introduce themselves. In my initial meeting with administrators regarding this heinous act, they expressed grave concern for a social worker in our school providing this chest binder to our 13-year-old minor child without parental consent. To our understanding, this person was not fired and will remain as is at AOS 93 Central Lincoln County Main Schools. I want to say that our daughter turned 13 a month prior to this incident. She is a minor child, my minor child, and under no circumstances should she have been provided a chest binder without knowledge of the parents. School administration will not release to us social worker notes from meetings they've had with our child. At this time, we have concern for other actions this team has taken without including parental consults. A social worker at the school encouraged a student to keep a secret from their parents. This is the very definition of child predatory sexual grooming. Predators work to gain a victim's trust by driving a wedge between them and their parents. This secret has caused our child exacerbated symptoms of distress, anxiety, and depression. Though the discovery of this chest binder has had the unfortunate outcome of my pulling her from her school, she has expressed that she is glad the discovery was made, as keeping the secret from us and trying to hide the binder was increasingly stressful for her. I demand that all employees who had knowledge of this secret be immediately terminated from their positions at AOS 93 Central Lincoln County Main Schools, and that our child's records be released to us. Laws, policies, and parental trust were broken, and the decisions made drove a wedge between a child and their parents. Consider for a moment if this was your child. What would you do? No other parent should have to go through the trauma and distress, serious distress that this has caused my family. This stops with you, Mr. Belknap, and I want immediate substantial relief.
So you see, the parent was distraught because you send your child in to get an education from the school. You don't send your child in to begin secretly transition, and they put all this pressure on the kids saying, oh, we got to keep this a secret. This is ridiculous, and it really needs to stop. I looked up some information about chest binding. It causes severe problems when people do this. There's several risks that are associated with chest binding. This is the first thing that came up on Google, but this is through WebMD. So it says chest binding safety restricts breathing, irritates your skin, breaks skins around the edges of the binder, cause overheating, bruise or fractures of your ribs. Transgender and gender non-binary people may experience gender dysphoria when they compare how they present themselves with their gender identity. Chest binding has become popular practice to make persons presenting gender and gender identity more compatible. Chest binding is a process of flattening your chest to make a more male presenting. Okay, so this is for people if you want to transition from female to male. If it's too small or too tight, you can actually have those complications that I mentioned previously. If you have asthma, scoliosis, lupus, or fibromyalgia, you shouldn't use it. They said consult your physician. So I doubt it if this social worker even asks these type of questions. Matter of fact, you're not a physician. You're a social worker. If this young lady was experiencing some type of dysphoria with her gender or questioning her gender, her parents should have been contacted in regards to the way she was feeling. And then her parents should have took the necessary course of action to help their own child. But of course, social workers and the school board thinks they have the authority to transition the kids. Now, this is from Mainwire. Social workers secretly began gender transition for 13-year-old girl in Maine public schools. Mom demanded the resignation of several public school officials at the school board meeting Wednesday following her discovery that her school social worker had began secretly transitioning her child, her 13-year-old kid. In an emotional charge addressed to the school board, Amber Levine said a Central Lincoln County School System social worker at Great Salt Lake Bay Community School provided a chest binder to her daughter. Just imagine, you're going and you're cleaning up your kid's room, and you find this damn chest binder. And you're going to be upset. You're going to be upset. How the hell did you get this, number one? Then number two, who the hell gave it to you? And why do you need to do this? A gender transitioning device, the employee encouraged the young girl to keep secrets from her parents. Levine said she never met the social worker Samuel Roy and had no idea school employees were secretly working to put daughter on a path of gender transition. So she never met the man. Parent mentioned, this is part of child grooming. Someone preying on kids. Because the first thing they do is, this is our little secret. Don't tell your parents. Kudos to the parent. She's a nosy parent because she was in her daughter's room. Because some parents are not nosy. They feel, and if you're one of these parents, I'm warning you, don't be like this. They feel, oh, my child has right to privacy. No, not under your roof. You shouldn't allow doors to be closed. I don't care how old they get. Unless they're in the bathroom. Allow doors to be closed in their bedroom. And you should be able frequently visit in your child's room. Look in their drawers. Look in their sock and underwear drawer. Look in their desk. If you're not doing that, you're failing your children. Your children shouldn't have any right to privacy. Only when they're taking a shower and using the bathroom. That's the only privacy they need. So kudos to the mom for being nosy. The officials in the school also participated in the young girl's social transition using masculine pronouns to address her. So they doing all this stuff behind the parents' back. And only reason why she found out is because she looked in the little girl's room. This is disgusting. This happened December of last year. So this article, it gets into chest binders and it tells what chest binders does. In adults, the device typically requires proper fitting and regular breaks, advocates for sex change surgeries at treatment for gender dysphoria, sees chest binders as a stepping stone to eventually double mastectomies. Levine said she was aware that her daughter was seeing a social worker in the school system, but the daughter had been reassigned to a new social worker in October. She was never told about Roy, the new social worker. The Roy never contacted her. She said the chest binders was provided less than 2 weeks after the daughter first met Roy. Roy is sick in the head. Although the school administrator initially expressed alarm with Levine, confronting them about what happened, she later then learned that the school system employee, including Roy, will lose their job over the plan to secretly transition the 13-year-old student. Okay, this is from Chris Coleman, Noble Burrell, a fourth grade teacher at Great Salt Bay Community School. One of the schools in the district spoke immediately after Levine. Coleman construed criticism of district gender policies, including support for gender transitions like the one experienced by Levine's daughter, as an attack on students. No, you're causing an attack on students. These are not attack on students. I'm pretty sure parents are very concerned about their kids, but it's the parents' problem. It's the parents' responsibility to make sure that their child receiving the best proper care that they render that they should receive. Not because, oh, you should be transitioning. You're not God. You're not the overarching end all be all for what should be done about a child that's experiencing dysphoria. For you to cause a wedge between a mother and a child, or parents and their children, you need to go to jail. And Coleman probably don't even have no damn kids. He says, I'm here because the members of our community, and perhaps some from afar, have decided that our transgender students do not deserve to feel safe at school. What does chest binding have anything to do with feeling safe? He said the term groomer was insulting for teachers. You are a groomer. Let's call a spade a spade. You're a groomer. Maine schools officials have in the past denied providing gender transitioning equipment like chest binders to public school students at any age. Well, we know that's a lie. They are. If they provided this one without even thinking twice of calling the parent, now I wouldn't be surprised if they're not secretly dosing kids with hormone therapy. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past them. There's a perception out there that we're giving out gender altering equipment to students. Fallacy, just garbage. This is Gokinski told in the meeting. It happened. You can't deny the fact that it happened. So if it happened to one girl, it probably happened to more people. This is not the first incident, and you can't tell me that this is not the first incident. After you told the kid to keep it a secret. At a meeting at Maine School Management Association on October the 28th, Superintendent of the York Public School, Lou Golsinski, dismissed the notion that the school will provide such medical devices to kids. He says there's a perception out there that we're giving gender-altering equipment to students. Fallacy, just garbage. That's what he said in the meeting. It's not garbage. Doesn't happen, he said. I don't give out gender-affirming equipment to heterosexual students. I don't give out bras. I don't give out underwear. It happens. Just because you're not doing it, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Apparently, this guy, Coleman, is doing it. Chris Coleman, he's saying everybody should be loved. He feels like transgenders are attacked and don't feel safe. And that's untrue. How can you not feel safe in your own home? This is the portray that they want you to have with transgender and the LGBTQ community. They think all of them are being attacked. Just because you don't agree with some of the things that they're saying, that's a word of attack. Or just because you don't sign up for what they're saying, or even with the pronouns, you're being attacked. How about I'm being attacked when you use the term cis? How about you're attacking me when I find out you're doing something with my child I'm not aware of? Isn't that a form of grooming? Doing stuff with kids that their parents are not aware of? Usually you need a permission slip, right? But no, not in Maine, apparently. Well, he said those remarks as a part of a speech entitled Surviving a challenge, a presentation that walked public schools officials through how to defend the inclusion of obscene materials in class. Another predator. School policies concerning human sex and sexuality have become a cultural flashpoint all across Maine as school districts and parents debate what role, if any, modern theories about gender and sexuality should be played in the classroom, and guidance counselors, offices from elementary schools to high schools. In Oxford Hills School District, 2 board members faced a recall election after they advanced an unpopular policy that will require district employees to keep secrets about students' mental health and secrets from their parents. Had the policy passed, the school employees who learned that a student was experiencing gender dysphoria or gender confusion would not be allowed to tell the parent about it without the consent of the student. The policy even requires school employees to coach students on how to avoid making changes to their official school records that might allow parents to inadvertently discover their gender transition enabled by the school. The policy was indefinitely postponed after a massive resistance from parents. What the hell is wrong with these schools? You know, the best thing that you probably could do is take your kids out of the school. In places like this, take your kids out of the school. They probably need to be homeschooled. Even in some of the, I think I read in Maine too, one of the schools, they were canceled from the championship or just competing in the sports because they refused to allow the females play with transgender students. This was a high school. And it's so sickening. So, and the parent, you heard her, she said she demanded that all employees who had knowledge of the secrets be immediately terminated from their position. You send your kids to school to learn, not to change genders. This is ridiculous. Is this like just getting out of control? Or maybe because I'm just looking at these type of articles, maybe they seem out of control to me, but it seemed like this is just like a virus, a cancer in our society that has to be plucked out. I don't know if you guys remember when Trump was elected, a lot of black people were saying that, oh, he made it comfortable for like really racist people to come out in the open, and he made it comfortable for them. What does this say about President Joe Biden? All the stuff that's been happening with our kids. Now, we're talking about children. Now, I'm not discounting racist things being said or racist acts being done. Okay, I'm not going to downplay that because there are bad people everywhere. But you have racist acts being committed with people, maybe police officers, just people in general. You know, that's everywhere. But, you know, they highlight that in the media. They want you to believe that it's running rampant. But they don't highlight this in the media. And it is running rampant. Because everywhere we look, we talk about, we're finding that laws are being passed. The school boards are doing some crazy shit with children. And I'm going back to my original statement. If you're saying Donald Trump caused incitement of racism, he emboldened racism, what does that say about Joe Biden? Can we all agree that Joe Biden is emboldening sexual predators? That's just my take on it. Put in the comment section, let me know what you think. I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you soon.